Were you always a womanizer? Like what Schuster mostly talks about, what it was. Like he says, when we were, the amateur fights, we would always go to Alabama or Michigan or this or that, and we'd go different places and we'd fight, and then we'd have a chance to go out there and party and the girls. And he would always, he would tell stories about you, like how it was. Were you always pretty good with girls? Was that like high school or did it come later on?
I was the shyest kid ever. I was, and ironically, I was so focused on my training, on my boxing, that all that came afterwards. When I started getting fame, when I started getting money, I became a little reckless, after all that fame a bit. But in the beginning, no, I was a super shy kid.
When did the recklessness show up? What age was the recklessness?
I think it was it might have been after I retired from boxing.
First, what was that?
Yeah, I was 30, I believe I was like 38 years old.
So Oscar, so you're saying from 19 to 38, no drugs, no hardcore partying, nothing?
Zero, no.
Zero from 19 to 38?
No, not at all.
Literally?
I was super focused.
Okay,
It started happening, I started feeling empty in my last fight against Pacquiao. Yeah. When I knew that my skill level was diminishing, when I knew that I wasn't the same fighter when I started boxing.
38.
At 38 years old. I was a hard worker. I was the first one to be in the gym. I was the last one to get out. I was always the one waking everybody up at 4 a.m. to go run. So I put my body and my mind basically through hell for all those years. I dedicated my life. I had people in my life that were great for me that I just, shoot away because I was so focused. And I lost a lot of friends, a lot of family because of the sport. But once I retired, once I knew that my body wasn't the same anymore, my mind wasn't the same anymore. I mean, when you're sleeping in silk pajamas, it's hard to wake up in the morning now, right? After so many years of doing that.
Yeah. And, whether it's in bodybuilding, whether it's in military, whether it's in NBA, professional sports, they'll say when an athlete that's competing at the highest level, meaning you're a champion, and then there's the sudden retirement, marriage doesn't work out, recklessness comes up, you don't know how to handle stuff, you kind of lose some of the people around you because you went from such, like, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Hurt Locker, where, he comes back, he just can't wait for the next bomb to, work on, and it's like, it's too peaceful, it's too this, so you can't handle the chaos coming back. Do you kind of feel like that was it, where it was, the chaos was so much when it stopped, now you have to create chaos?
Well, yeah, I was so disciplined in my craft for so many years since I was 6 years old, that when I realized that I cannot perform any longer inside the ring, I started to convince myself that I wasn't worthy of anything,
38.
At 38 years old. It was incredible. It was a time of my life that was the lowest moment of my life. A lot of things happened that I regret, but at the same time, I use everything that I've done, everything that's happened to me in my life, I use it as motivation. That's the bottom line.
In these uncertain times, if there's anything we need people to believe the future looks bright. So if you've heard about me saying this mission to you, we're on a mission to get 1 million people to wear this gear, and this is what we're doing. If you buy one of these hats, there's a category of buying one hat, getting the second one free. If you haven't yet worn this gear publicly, go ahead and test it out. Buy some of the gear, wear it in public, and see how many people will stop by and say, you also watch Valuetainment? You also follow PBD Podcast? I do too. Place your order. Go to vtmerch.com, click on the link above or below, place your order, and represent the VT and the PBD Podcast gear.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.